Jamaica, you ready? Raise your fist and shout out power. Raise your voice and say it louder. Rock your body if you love Jamaica. Rock your body if you really love Jesus. Come right, make we cross over. Come right, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. When we cross over, come right, make we cross over. Come right, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. When we cross over. Hallelujah.
Welcome.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Man, we'll hear we from them. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I wanna do.
Hallelujah.
Welcome everybody.
Ball out hallelujah. Shout out hallelujah.
And share up the live.
Hallelujah. Man, we'll hear we from them. Hallelujah. 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 People share we from them. Holy Mark alone. Mountain and road. You can trust this man. Good God, good God.
Good God, good God. Only Mark alone, you can trust this man. Good God, good God. Good night, everybody. We have a power pack night tonight, you know. How you doing? Come in and share up. Make sure say I brush off my face before I start. Can I just wipe off my face with some toilet paper? Lord, the place hotty, man. Jesus. How you do? Make sure I brush off my face. How are you, comrades? How you do? How are you, everybody? Good night. Oh yes, I'm sharing the links. I am sharing the live, so should you. You know, I just come out of class. As a matter of fact, don't tell nobody. But I come out of class before it finish because it's a packed night. We have a whole heap of things to talk about. And I didn't want to stay until 8 o'clock and then I not have enough time. You understand? So yeah, how is everybody tonight? Let me transition this so that YouTube can see me. Hi YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube chat. The YouTube chat give me a notification say the chat not loading, but YouTube, I got you. I see that I have people watching on YouTube. Alright. No comments as yet, but that's okay. Alright, bless up yourself, Shoggy. Thank you for the shares. I just going to share the YouTube link now. But we have a whole heap of things to talk about tonight, comrades. Before we bring on the justice team, it's going to be a big night. It's going to be a really big night because we have the entire justice team coming with us, from the opposition spokesperson, Senator DONNA Scott-Mottley, to the deputy spokesperson, Comrade PETERKIN, and the junior shadow minister, which is SHAR-ANN Henry. So we have the full works tonight. So the program are go well exciting. Alright. But you know we have a little housekeeping matters to deal with. But in the meantime, make we go and share up the live. Let me share the YouTube link. Alright. Good. So let's start now. Make we see now. Make we get into the meat of the matter now. So comrades, let me find my background. me telling you something. You see, with one thing with me, when it come on to technology, my head is very tough. Because every time I come on this something, me supposed to, you would have think by now, me know how to do this something, don't it? I still struggle with changing the background when I need to. And this is what I'm here struggling with now. Here we go. Alright. So the first thing we want to talk about now is Cornwall Regional. Cornwall Regional again, Cornwall Regional again, Cornwall Regional again. Now, me have some serious friends who do some serious digging all the time, you know. And they're very good at calling out the BS. You understand? Very, very good at calling out, finding out the BS of this minister. Right? So, apparently now one of my friends went digging into this whole issue with Cornwall Regional and what Tufton had done all the way back in 2021 when Maurice Guy made some suggestions to him. So the headline reads, Tufton brushes aside Guy's 12 billion estimate for Cornwall's restoration. So from 2021, Dr. Maurice Guy told Tufton that Cornwall Regional couldn't be rehabilitated for $4 billion or $2 billion, whatever. Yeah, man, we're revolutionist Twitch. So Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has dismissed a claim by his opposition counterpart Dr. Maurice Guy that the restoration of the Cornwall Regional Hospital in Mobay will cost as much as 12 billion. So from them time that Dr. Guy been a telling, but him now listen. Because guess what? Oh, him are the big man. And him know more than everybody. Right? That's basically what he's saying. I'm not sure where my parliamentary colleague would have gotten that figure, as that is not the figure I've been working with, or that I have been informed of, said Tufton, following a tour of the Mount Salem-based hospital with representatives of Western Regional Health Authority. It is far in excess of what my information is, but I am happy to speak to him and hear exactly how he came to that calculation. Well, comrades, you would have known by now, say, it gone all the way to $25 billion. Right? So it is no longer 12 billion, it is 25 billion. However, they make it look like some Maurice Guy was chatting foolishness. You know, following me? Let me tell you something, man. You see, Tufton is a real piece of work, you know. Anyway, let us continue because I have mix up for give you now. Me have mix up for give you now. Me have mix up for you now. I just want to make sure I say this thing work. Alright. Me have mix up for give you now. Let me find the mix up. What is going on in the St. Anne Municipal Corporation? Something is going on in the St. Anne Municipal Corporation. Make I find this. Alright, me get a piece of information today, comrades. St. Anne gone to the dogs, Mrs. Escobar. Me get a piece of news today. Says something going on in a St. Anne Municipal Corporation with Brownstone Division. So I want to read for one of the piece of information that I got. The CEO of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation requested on her own $7.7 million for the Brownstone Division, which she received in September of last year. Now, all of this is alleged because we don't know whether this information is factual or not, but this is the word on the ground. You following what I'm saying? You following me over there on YouTube? Alright, make we continue. So she received the $7.7 million in September last year. Alright? None of the money was spent, comrades, until February of 2024. Apparently this caused some bangarang in the municipal corporation. It has been causing some issues. So you know, mouth, teeth and tongue come out and prips me and give me some information. Alright? So the money was not spent, comrades, until February of 2024 during the election period, when it was alleged that 97 loads of water were trucked to Brownstone Division at a cost of $40,000 per trip. It is further stated that another 42 loads of water was trucked in by March by the said contractor to the Brownstone Division. Right? Questions are, listen carefully, how was that contractor chosen? How was this contract procured? How 139 loads? Steve Gabby, you hit the nail on the head. How 139 loads of water was trucked to one division when the entire parish is under drought? So what happened to the rest? What happened to the rest of the division them? So of course this caused a bangarang with not only the PNP side but the JDP side too, because them want to know what go on. You understand? But it gets worse because the councillor claims that she don't know nothing about it. This is Kim Brown Lawrence now. The infamous Kim Brown Lawrence. All the councillor of the division knows nothing about these waters, this water being trucked to her division. How another $5 million was requested and received by the said CEO for the said division. Let me drink my water and mind my business. This $5 million was read in the finance committee meeting on Wednesday of last week. Why is this CEO allowed to request money from the equalization fund with it being approved by any committee of council? What is the special interest in the Brownstone Division without knowledge of the elected councillor? Way, you never hear it. Water more than flour. You ever heard of water more than flour? This is what this is. Water, literally, water more than flour. So, yeah. I think that this is another scandal in the making, but let us see what happens. Let us see what happens in the future. Alright, we're moving on to the next story now. When I say bus fare gone up, I have a question. All the people them say bus fare now go up. So how bus fare gone up? How bus fare gone up, comrades? How bus fare gone up? I'm confused. Because them say them wasn't going to put up me lost. I am lost. Me lost bad. Because what I am asking is how them say bus fare wasn't going to go up. So how is it that bus fare gone up? And how is it that there was no announcement that bus fare was going to go up? Want to make it make sense? Make it make sense for me. Of course, no, them say no new taxes. Them just going to push up the other taxes and collect more consumption. Listen, them have to hold on to this no new taxes thing in some way. Them have to hold on to it. One way or the other, so they are going to do everything in their power to not make, to make sure so the taxes don't go up. You understand? one right here, so. You know me and my multitasking, and I try share. I'm trying to share up the live, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of it. But let us try again. 2, 3. We are share up the thing, comrades. They're gonna share up the something for me. I'm gonna share it up. Alright, so there is a video that I have showing this whole busphere thing. What I want to play for now. Because we soon gone, it's 8 o'clock now. We know say the justice team will soon come on. Them supposed to come on. I want to talk to you a little first before we bring them on. We have a few things to talk about before we bring them on. Where is the video with the busphere? Good night again, comrades. I realize the numbers going up over here on TikTok. Good night again. But there is something I want to show you now. Is it this? Yes, see it here. Make I turn on Mr. Bluetooth in. Make I turn on Mr. Bluetooth. Alright, we turn on the Bluetooth mode because we want to hear it. Mr. Bluetooth. Alright, we turn on the Bluetooth. Oh, the thing in the background. Alright, we turn on the Bluetooth. Oh, the thing in the ear. There's something in the background. The phone freeze. The phone freeze. So everything just start play. It's not even an echo, it's the phone freeze, so it's a loop. Everything a loop. So apparently TikTok freeze in the background of the phone and it freeze. Anyway, the busphere is TikTok freeze at the video now. The whole phone freeze at the video now work because TikTok freezing at the background of the phone. Alright, so moving on. We want to talk about this constitutional reform committee now. I want to spend a minute and talk about it before the team join me. You know, I'm afraid to even try to play this thing because next thing there's something gonna loop again. You know, alright, here we go. I just have to go put the phone close so I can hear it. We just have to go put the phone close. So why is it that TikTok in the background? We just have to go put the phone. You hear it? It loop. It's still. Oh, I have the live running in the background. I could try now. Let us try now. I see what the problem was. Then no me had the problem with my tough head. Alright.
Bluetooth mode.
Recommendations of the Constitutional Reform Committee have been forwarded to the Cabinet for review. This is despite the refusal of the opposition members to sign off. Former Prime Minister Bruce Golding says any further pursuit without the consensus of the opposition is doomed to fail. Mr. Golding says he's already informed Legal Affairs Minister Marlene Malahoo Fort of his opinion.
Well, Marlene Malahoo Fort, I met with her a week ago. I met with her before that, and she thought my thought. And I told her quite frankly, I said, look, if you cannot get agreement with the opposition, don't waste your time. There are more important things for you in your minister for you to go and focus on.
Opposition leader Mark Golding has set the matter of the country's final appellate court as a red line for his buy-in. He believes this cannot be divorced from Jamaica's attempt to break away from the British monarchy. Former Prime Minister Golding says his experience with similar reform measures in the past proves the need for a broad-based agreement between the two major political parties.
There is no significant change that can be made to the Constitution without consensus between the government and the opposition. One of the things that we have was the Charter of Rights. And initially, the PNP had insisted that they were not prepared to make any change to the Constitution unless we agreed on accession to the CCJ. Eventually,
you see? So this was from 2007 when Bruce Golding was Prime Minister. This is from when Bruce Golding was Prime Minister. When all of this was going on. So they make it look, this is what I cannot stand with these labor rights, you know. I hear this same man daughter now. For him same daughter, Shireen Golding Campbell. I heard her today now on the news. Let me just read. Because when me hear her, and when me hear the news today with what she had to say, me just have to shake my head. Me say these people are so disingenuous. Them love to gaslight. They are so disingenuous. The JLP accuses Golding of potentially derailing the government's Republican status push. Let me tell you how these people are disingenuous. The Jamaica Labour Party is expressing disappointment at opposition leader Mark Golding's decision to instruct representatives of the PNP not to sign a report containing recommendations from the CRC, the Constitution Reform Committee. In a statement on Tuesday, the JLP also accused Golding of acting in a fashion which could listen to the wording, you know, which could potentially derail what it says is widespread public sentiment towards Jamaica becoming a republic. Now, if these people are, let me tell you something. You see labor right? Them is the biggest set of hypocrite. First and foremost, them never listen. Right through. Shall we ready now? Okay, good. So let me leave my discussion on this because they are ready. Alright. So you know we have to. Okay. Are you on? All right. Let me see if I see them. Let me just give her the instructions. Just come into the live and oh, okay, she's there. All right. Send an invite, Shari. Send the request and let me add you. Okay. I see Chuck now. We're not taking you today, Chuck. Shari. Alright, I see. One. Alright, comrades. I am looking. Alright. Alright, I've sent the invitation to all three. All right, lovely, beautiful. Everybody's on. Good night, Team Justice. How are you doing? How are you all doing, comrades?
I am fine, and I think the rest of the team is wonderful too.
Okay.
It's nice to be here with you. My very first time on a TikTok.
Oh wow, I'm happy that the first time is with me. I'm so happy to hear that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, comrades, so tonight it is my distinct pleasure to have the entire team of justice spokespersons from the PNP, starting with Senator Donna Scott Mottley, who is the opposition spokesperson on justice. We also have the deputy spokesperson, which is Patrick Peterkin. And we also have SHAR-ANN Henry, who is the junior shadow minister on justice. Am I right, Shari? That is your official post? Shari is still on mute. All right. Okay, nice. I'm happy to have you all. All right, so we have been watching with some shock everything that has been happening with this Constitutional Reform Committee and the report which the PNP has not signed. Now, I want to hear from Comrade Scott Mottley. Why is it that the PNP didn't sign the report?
Well, thank you for asking that question.
Okay.
It's a very important question and the whole base of why there is this stalemate.
Right.
The People's National way out of the house. Like how you can't be half pregnant.
Right.
You need to leave the monarchy and also leave the King's Court. Because the Privy Council is the King's Court. Now, people are behaving as though this is one shocking decision which has been taken. But the party leader made it very clear that he was not going to be a part of this process unless the decision to have the CCJ, ascension to the CCJ, be part of phase 2, unless that be moved up to phase 1. And he said it at the annual conference in September last year.
I remember that.
We have been at the table, it is true. We went to the table after there was an attempt to get us there by having a Vale Royal talk. And we sat down and we came to some decisions. As a result of that, the party leader named Anthony and myself to the Constitutional Reform Committee, and also suggested that the committee could be strengthened if someone else could also be added. They allowed us to make a nomination, and we nominated Hugh Small.
Okay.
Committee. So since we have commenced, and from the very first meeting we have been unrelenting in our stance that we wanted to do both things at the same time: leave the monarchy and leave the King's Court. It has now come to the stage where a draft report has been prepared, and all the promises which have been made that we would have some dialogue and some consultation about the CCJ prior to the report, none of them have materialized. The Minister Malabu Fort, had promised that the Prime Minister would have addressed the nation on October 30. That has not been forthcoming. Several promises have been made that she would make an attempt to have him come and meet with the Constitutional Reform Committee. That has not happened. Yet, a report has been signed and sent off to Cabinet.
And, I find that very, very strange. So, before I go on to the other issue, who, apart from, well, obviously you and your counterpart, that is Anthony Hilton, who have the other members signed?
Anthony, Hugh, and myself have been the three who have not signed. Now, the question that I think should be asked is the other persons who are sitting at the table in a representative capacity, have they had any consultations with the people who they represent? Have they discussed it? Is it their individual position, or is it representative of the organizations that who they represent? We have civil society, we have the church, we have different entities at the table. Who are they consulted with?
I find it very strange. When did you first see this report that just suddenly appeared out of nowhere?
No, the draft report has been with us since, if I can recall correctly, since the end of March. Remember, we started this process March last year.
Right.
I recall that on April 10th, when I saw the annex, which set out the schedule, the intention was to have us sign the report on April 10th. And I made it very clear that there could be no signing of any report on the part of the opposition unless the leader and his team had an opportunity to view it.
There was some... Okay, go ahead.
After that, after my protestations, it was Dr. Barnett who suggested that, okay, let us go to the final draft, and at that stage, we could consult with the leader. But it was, in my view, never the intention that there should be any consultation permitted, because we were asked to come and sign. I think the date, I think it was May. So don't let me quote a date. But suffice it to say that at the time when we were asked to sign, the leader had not had a consultation with us.
You know, I find it so strange because I remember when Comrade Hilton, he was almost basically misquoted last week in the media, as if to say, you know, he had to get permission from the leader before he could make a decision. So, right.
Comrade Hilton has been so persistent about the CCJ, and in fact, he reserved on 2 points, saying that when the decision was taken that impeachment would not be included in the Constitution, he made it clear that that was something the leader had tabled a bill in the Parliament on impeachment. In fact, it was Bruce Golding who first tabled the bill on impeachment, and it was not passed. And then the leader tabled it, and it has still not been debated. So Anthony was the person who said, we can't come to that conclusion and not have the leader be made aware that the committee is of the view that the impeachment should be left out altogether out of the Constitution. Now, what I find very strange about this process is
Comrade Donna, you muted yourself. You have to unmute. Go ahead now. Yeah, man, you're fine now. You're fine now. You're okay now.
Yes. So, if the draft report is...
You're gone again. You're muted. Yeah, you were muted, but you're in again. Go ahead now. Mute again. I'm not sure why you keep muting. All right.
The report is supposed to be based on the consultations which have been had with the people. Why is it that the report must be embargoed and not shared with the people?
Well, that was my very next question. How is it that the report, because this is the first time we're hearing about a report, you know? So how is it that this is supposed to be a consultative process and we're not hearing anything? Where has the consultation occurred? You know, I want to take the opportunity now to ask you, Comrade Peterkin, what do you think about the whole consultative process so far being employed by the government? Do you think they've done enough to consult with the people to even reach the point of a report?
Well, I've not really seen any real consultation taking place in relation to this constitutional reform. I know that they have put in place a committee, and my thinking would be that this committee would have persons, as Comrade Donna said, who represent various stakeholders, and I think in terms of this report should really come back to us so that we can have some form of discussion before, you know, we go ahead and finalize these things. So to me, it's kind of like a clandestine type of thing where they just keeping it among this committee and then presenting it to cabinet before we have any real discussion on where we are going with respect to the reform.
Okay, so have you had the opportunity to see the report? Even you, Comrade Shari, aside from Comrade Donna, of course, who is on the committee. What about the two of you? Have you seen anything?
No report. I haven't seen any report. I don't think the report is public. That's what the PNP'S now demanded.
Right.
The report to be public. So I haven't seen anything from the report.
You see, no, this confuses me because so probably I should be asking you this, Comrade Donna. What is the next step with this secret report then? Where does it go now? Since nobody can see it.
It is with the cabinet now. They say they are reviewing it, and when they have completed their review, it will be tabled. I truth of it is that if we at least engage the public, there are some of the things that we would trash out. As you're aware, Kamla, in the beginning of this discussion in the 1990s, when that Joint Select Committee was set up, the People's National Party said they wanted an executive president.
Right, yes.
In order for us to move forward, we said, okay, that's fine. We will go with the ceremonial president. We did not want to block the process. And we compromised on it.
Yeah.
And this is, now the people are saying that they want an executive presidency. Let us at least hear from them how they see this working, how they see it evolving. There are questions which I have asked of persons. For example, how do you think it would work in Jamaica if the president is a PNP and the parliament is JLP?
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that we have to talk through to see whether in fact Jamaica's fundamental structures can accommodate an executive presidency, or we will have to stick with what we are proposing, which is
a mixed
type of presidency.
Mm-hmm. I saw that. You know, I am not really surprised though, you know. Yes, Shari, you were saying something?
And what is important to note is the 58% of Jamaicans who indicate that the CCJ should be the final court of appeal for Jamaica. Now, this morning I was in a chat with a member, Mr. Baldwin, from a member of the CRC, and he said the 58% is just a snapshot, and we can't state who did the poll, who did that survey for us to basically be relying on it. And I'm saying, if we're moving forward as a country, and this is so important to us as it relates to legal issues, of course 58% is evidence, enough evidence to guide the push for the CCJ to be that final court of appeal. So they're also trying to dodge that 58% to justify their pointless positions moving forward.
Okay. Go ahead, Comrade Peterkin. You're saying something?
Yes, I'm just saying that persons are also asking the question, just as Comrade Shari has said in terms of the CCJ. You know, why is this push that we're resisting having our own court? Even though we are saying that we are moving forward into a republic, and we're still kind of holding on to the British. In this we're what, 2024 now, and the JLP really needs to come to the public and indicate what is this fight against the CCJ, which has been in for several years now. I think it may be close to 20 years now that the CCJ is functioning for other islands in the region. It is a reputable court. The judgments which come from the court are sound, and I don't know what is this resistance against the court, that to the extent that they will make it stall a process that really and truly should be of some form of cooperation between everybody, JLP, PNP, everybody should be pushing towards going to a republic. But I don't think the party's position is unreasonable at this time, that we really want a full push towards decolonization, and not a half and half.
All right, I have two questions now. First for Comrade DONNA. To your knowledge, has the government articulated its position on why it's so resistant to the CCJ?
No, they have never discussed it. Well, in the past, when Bruce Golding was Prime Minister, he was proposing that the final court of appeal should be a Jamaican final court of appeal.
I remember that.
But the objections which they had at that time to the CCJ would be even more significant if we had a final court here, because they were talking about the proximity, the fact that all the people would have gone to law school together, those sorts of objections, which demonstrate that they don't have any confidence in the people and in the judiciary to be independent.
exactly. Oh, Comrade Donna, you're muted again. Go ahead now. Yeah, you're fine now. You're back.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
So in recent times, we have not had a position. In fact, as you will
Gone again. All right, you pause totally now. All right, in the meantime, until Comrade Donna comes back, Comrade Shar.
Yes.
Oh, you're back now? Okay. I don't know, you keep, you're pressing something
Yes.
that mutes you. Yeah. But I'm hearing you now.
Yes, what happened that calls keep on coming.
Oh, yes,
So
yes,
remember,
yes.
you know, that we had a dispute when Andrew Holness was taken to court by Arthur Williams.
Yes.
It was because they had actually constructed a device while Andrew was leader of the opposition to prevent any member of the opposition Senate with joining with the government to bring into effect the CCJ as the final.
I remember that.
So that you had to sign when he asked you, when he nominated you, you had to sign as a prospective senator a letter of resignation in the event that you did so.
Yes, at the pre-signed resignation. Yeah.
Pre-signed resignation letters. It was about the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Interesting.
That was the device. But since then, they have not articulated a position for or against the court. And that is one of the questions which we have been asking. Why is it that you won't tell the country what it is that you have against the court? Why are you so resistant to leaving the King's Court? You say you want to leave the King's Palace. Why do you want to remain in his court?
Probably because he has the designation. What is the PC? Or
Yes.
Maybe that's why I'm just saying. But a follow-up question. We are already involved with the CCJ to some extent, because I remember distinctly that a Jamaican has already benefited from the ruling of the CCJ. Shanique Myrie, who took the government of Barbados to court for denying her entry.
Yes. The matter was tried in Jamaica. The court came to Jamaica and heard the matter. Anthony Hilton was one of the attorneys involved in that case, and she got justice.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
She got justice.
So we have seen a demonstration of the CCJ at work. Now, how is it that Shanique was able to go to the CCJ for that case? A lot of Jamaicans don't understand. How is it that we're not part of the CCJ, but yet Shanique Myrie was able to access them?
Because there are two jurisdictions with the CCJ. There is an original jurisdiction on which you can litigate matters like that and trade matters. And then there is the other jurisdiction, which is the appellate jurisdiction, where persons go to have their matters determined.
Okay.
In fact, one of the first cases which was heard by the CCJ was an appeal from Barbados, where the matter had been lingering for like 10 years. And that case was heard by the CCJ because Barbados was one of the first persons to join both the original and appellate jurisdiction. So we are automatically, by virtue of being CARICOM members, we have access to
the original.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. You know, Comrade Shari, I see a similarity between, well, the JLP is just being the JLP, because really and truly there is no difference in how the House Speaker attempted to handle the Auditor General's report, the IC report, the Auditor General's report and the IC report. She tried to have it vetted by the cabinet before the public, before it went to Parliament. Do you see the similarities, Comrade Shari? Comrade Shari, you're there?
Yes, I'm here. The similarity, I guess, that they want to somewhat distance themselves from the process whilst they are behind the process. So you have a CRC committee, but when the PNP is assertive about its position, you're arguing that we are making it political. But the CRC, it has been implemented for a political agenda, in my view. The fact that you're not adding the CCJ on the agenda now, it simply means that your agenda is to push forward, move into the monarch. In the same event that when there are the reports in Parliament, because it would have, of course, highlighted some of the issues, they basically, swing it in someone else's hand to kind of take the attention from them. But in truth and in fact, they know what their agenda is with both aspects.
Indeed.
So there are some similarities.
Yeah. All right. Earlier, Comrade Donna, you mentioned about the impeachment, the fact that they wanted to remove or they didn't put the impeachment clause in the report. Please, you can expound on that, please. A lot of the listeners don't understand.
So, the recommendation from the Constitutional Reform Committee was that there should be no inclusion of an impeachment process in the Reform Constitution, and then it went on to state the reasons why. In their view, it should not be. And that was one of the things that it was really their decision rather than having the views of, for example, the opposition leader, the civil society, the youth, the church, and so on. There are some of the recommendations which, in my view, are influenced by what the government wants. Not what the people want, but what the government wants. And this is the same thing with the CCJ, that when it suits them, they dismiss the polling.
Yeah.
Polling has been used as a guide to determine what the priorities of any government should be. Businesses use polls.
Indeed.
So, but in this case, because a poll result of 58.9% does not suit them, then it's not relevant. It's only a snapshot in time. But let me tell you what happened. Before this year, the last poll, which was taken about persons wanting to leave the republic,
right,
43%. The year before it was higher, it was in the 50s.
I remember that.
What that demonstrates to me is that people are already responding to the approach which is being taken in this constitutional consultation process. Now, remember, the only way that we can actually leave the monarchy is in a referendum.
In a referendum.
So if the people don't understand what they're doing, if the consultations are not thorough, we are not preparing the people to vote positively in that referendum. So we are setting up ourselves for a failed referendum. And I think that people need to be conscious of that. Do we want to fail? Is it the opposition who is presenting an obstacle, or is it the government who is presenting the obstacle? Because the government is refusing to come to the table when it should be representing the majority views of the public. It is resigning from its responsibility to the people of this country. Explain to the nation your position and let the nation tell you how they feel. For me, it's a very simple matter.
You know, I want to go back to the 90s. And you, as a member of the government at that time, and the JLP being the opposition, what was their position on a Caribbean court at that time? Court of Appeal at that time? How open were they to the idea during that time?
Well, in the 1990s, which is when we had the Joint Select Committee, the basis of which now forms our discussions in the CRC, there was an agreement. At that time, we didn't have a CCJ because the CCJ came into existence in 2001 and actually started sitting in 2005. But there was an agreement at that time that when we had a regional court, one of the things that we would do is put it on the table to be a part of that regional court.
And so at that time they were open to it.
It appears so.
Okay.
It appears as though they were open to it.
So what I'm trying to ascertain is, when exactly did they start to resist the idea of basically transitioning to this, leaving the Privy Council and transitioning to the CCJ? Because as you say, I'm not getting the impression that they even know why they have taken this stance. It is clear because, as you brought up before, Andrew Holness had them sign, on the senators sign on the predated resignation letters should in case they vote. So obviously they are resistant to it. I'm just trying to ascertain what was happening, because you were an integral part during that administration. I'm trying to figure out what was happening.
Well, Kamala, I think that if you ask them, they themselves don't know. Mr. Siaga at the time said, let's observe the court and see how it evolves. Let's give it a little time. Let's give it 5 to 10 years, and then we can decide whether we want to join it.
So I was listening to the press conference today, and one thing that I noted, the NNN reporter had asked about the CCJ issue itself going to referendum, and I heard comrade leaders saying that it wouldn't be practical or wise. Can you explain why?
I don't think that is the question of the court should go to referendum. It's not required in law.
Okay.
The Privy Council is not entrenched in our constitution. But when they took the whole issue of the CCJ to the Privy Council says that the apex court or final court of appeal should be entrenched in the constitution. You don't need a referendum in order to entrench it. And we have the historical lessons from which we can learn. It has been done throughout the Caribbean, and all of them have failed. There has been no successful referendum in the Caribbean. Interesting. And all analysts need to sit back and understand why. The Prime Minister of St. Vincent has been very clear. You can't put too many things on the ballot.
True.
You can't, once you put too many things on the ballot, people just instinctively and intuitively vote no.
Yeah.
If it is not necessary, if we can go and do that by 2/3 of both parliaments agreeing to it, and we have evidence that people would want to join the Caribbean Court of Justice, why would we put it on the ballot?
Interesting. Indeed. I was listening to you on Dion Jackson Miller's program a little bit before we started, and there is something that you read which it shocked me. I can't even say shocked me because probably I've never heard any of these Privy Council what you call them now, being read out. I've never listened to them. Yes. But it was from the Vibes Cartel ruling.
Yes.
And the wording of the Vibes Cartel ruling. Do you have it at hand? Because I want this to hit the listeners, and I want the audience to hear the impact of it. I'd love for you to read it on this program.
I actually have it at hand because I'm talking to you from the study.
Okay.
When I read it, I can't tell you how it made me feel.
Yeah.
But let me read it so that your listeners can say how it makes them feel. It says, His Majesty was pleased by and with the advice of his Privy Council to approve the report and to order that those charged with administering the government of Jamaica and all others whom it may concern are to ensure that it is punctually observed and obeyed. I felt like a servant.
I feel like we're still a colony. That's how it made me feel when I heard you reading it.
Yes, that's it. And these are orders which they are giving, and then telling us that it must be punctually observed and obeyed.
Yes, those are his words. The king, when last the king has been to Jamaica?
Well, the king has never.
Not in his capacity as king, but.
And I frankly believe that if Queen Elizabeth had been still alive, we would not be having this discussion about leaving the monarchy.
But the only reason we're having the discussion is because Barbados did it. And Andrew Holness saw the reaction of Jamaicans when Barbados did it, and being the populist that he is, jumped on board, not realizing remember, that is what started this whole thing, when your dear niece-in-law started the process.
I'm extremely proud of her.
Yes,
because
as you
she's
should
a
be.
courageous and bold leader. And that is what, I think leaders must be prepared to do things that might, to take a nation further.
Exactly.
To build the self-confidence of a nation. And I think that becoming a republic is an opportunity for us to almost recraft the direction that we would want to see Jamaica go in. And our leaders have a moral responsibility to take us along that course.
Indeed. I also heard something about 16 issues with the report. I remember the number. But what are the issues that the opposition had? I just remember number 16.
There were quite a number of issues, and even
I think even the name was the first issue as to whether
Yes.
the Republic of Jamaica
Also-
or Jamaica.
Also, they wanted to change the name of Jamaica to the Republic of Jamaica.
No, but the clarification was given in a footnote at number 9.
Okay.
Party leader, when you turn the page, there was another section which took away from that. So what the party leader was saying is that you need clarity. So from the outset, you were to be clear that Jamaica was going to remain the name of our country.
Okay.
And it really was not clear. When we were having the discourse, there were several things that I missed a meeting. The meetings are very challenging for somebody who is employed, self-employed or employed outside of government to attend.
Yes.
Because we have meetings every Wednesday and every Friday.
Okay.
They start at about 10 and they go up to say sometimes 4:30, sometimes 5.
Oh.
So if you, like me, I have Senate responsibilities, I have joint select committees that I'm a member of, I run a law firm, I
Yes.
go to court, I practice. There are times when I cannot make it for twice a week. So I missed a meeting, and then when I came back, I noticed that I had 3 issues with the draft. This was supposed to be the final draft. And I brought it to the attention of the committee, and they understood my point of view and revisited those clauses. So what I made that point because I'm saying it was an ongoing process. Even though it was supposed to be a final draft ready for signing, we were still finding things that we thought should be addressed. And so when the leader saw it, he with different eyes, he saw things which we had really overlooked. And I thought that his comments were very, very important, that they were significant, and that they ought to have been shared with the committee, and we could have looked at it before sending the draft report to cabinet. But you see, there's a timetable which the government is following.
Yeah.
And their timetable does not accommodate the constant revision and improvement of the document. What they want is to follow the timetable and to
Rush it through.
at a particular time, table the bill. The bill was originally supposed to have been tabled, from last year, May, as you know.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a 3-month window.
So I get the impression then that they're trying to rush this thing through.
Yes, I don't think I don't think that anybody can resign from that objective on their part. They're trying to rush it through.
You think it's that they're trying to catch the general election with the referendum?
I think that it would be unwise of any government to do a referendum close to an election. That is my view.
Oh, so it could be that they want to do it before then.
Yes, but it's according to the timetable which the Section 49 of the Constitution requires, you cannot escape the window of a general election. Let me just explain. So, the Constitution requires that the bill has to be tabled and lay on the table for 3 months before it is debated.
Okay.
After it's debated, it has to lay on the table for another 3 months before it is passed, and then it is sent to the Senate. The Senate debates it, and it is sent back up to the House of Representatives, where the referendum has to be no less than 2 months and no more than 6 months. Dr. Barnett has worked out a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
At the time when he worked out the schedule, when it was expected that we would have signed off on the draft report from April, that schedule was to have the referendum by March. So now we are looking at having the referendum, say, April 2025.
Oh.
Elections are constitutionally due September 2025.
Yeah.
I know that if I were advising, if the PNP was the government and I was advising the PNP, I would tell them to approach such a decision with great caution.
Mm-hmm.
Because to have a referendum during an election year is a political risk, all because people, if you don't educate them, if you haven't done your groundwork and made them understand all the issues, they are going to be simply exercising a political will. If you see what I'm saying, Kamala.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this thing with different eyes, different lenses, and I'm saying to myself, why would these people want to rush these things? What is in it? What is in that? What is in it that they're insisting to have changed? Is it that something, because as you say, it is risky to try and have this referendum so close to in the election window? But
I am not sure. The one that I was totally opposed to and spoke freely against was what I call the Andrew Honest doctrine, which is that whoever appoints a senator gets an opportunity to remove the senator.
Ah.
That to me was very flawed because it did not preserve the independence of the Senate. And it did not answer the call which the people have made, which is for less powers to be vested in the political authority.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually strengthening the hands of political leaders if we gave them that right. And for example, if you had a state of emergency and a senator from the opposition decided to vote with the government, they would do so at risk.
Yes.
Because they could be removed.
They could be removed.
Do recall that Nigel Clark, when he was an opposition senator, voted with the then PNP government on an issue by giving his vote in the Senate.
I remember that.
And it is, and I believe when those undated resignation letters were signed, it was with that notion in mind.
So they want to entrench this in the Constitution, no?
Right, and eventually that recommendation was watered down. In other words, it wasn't a clear recommendation that be so.
Interesting.
I mean, when the report is made public, as I think it should be, then the views will become clear.
And it's only when we see this report we will kind of get an idea as to what are the same question you're asking as to what's a push in terms of for this to go through, because we didn't show the whole nation is in the dark as to what is to come.
Yeah, I just believe that there are other things probably hidden that probably not being exposed as yet. As Senator DONNA said, when Comrade Leader looked at it with fresh eyes, he saw things that he had issues with. So probably we just need to press for it to be reviewed and reviewed, because in my opinion, there must be a reason why they are so pressed on having this thing go through the system so quickly.
But Kamala, if they're supposed to do a 1-month consultation with something that is so important
Exactly.
to the people of Jamaica. It means that time comes for you to really go. Because the country, a lot of persons aren't up to date with what's happening. And I don't think the government is deliberate about trying to make that happen. So it makes no sense.
I get the impression that they really don't want to, they don't really want to become a republic. Just listening to everything, I'm getting the impression that when it goes to referendum, they would probably be happy if it failed.
Well, I think they are monarchists. That's my view. That has always been my view. That they are monarchists. That they like the association. The efforts that they're making to remain with the Privy Council. Because at one stage it seemed as though they went to lobby the Privy Council, the British government, to allow Jamaicans who had matters at the Privy Council to not require a visa.
Yes.
It has always been more about resolving the issues which the public has with the Privy Council, rather than liberating the people to have their own regional board.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because there's another thing that I heard. Can't remember where I heard it, but it was sometime in the conversation today somewhere, that the Privy Council has actually put barriers in place to make it harder for Jamaicans to access. They've basically put what is it that they've done exactly?
Patrick, you want to take that?
We have
the merit rule that the Privy Council has introduced.
Oh, that also, it has a name. It's the merit rule.
Yeah, so it's a divide of merit rule that the Privy Council is exploring at this time, and they have really put it for consultation. And I think it's the 17th, which is in this week, that I think the consultation should end, because what they're really trying to do with respect to this rule is to, normally you would have a right to appeal, but it is now, they are now kind of putting it through a filtered kind of process to say that if once you put in the paper, a single judge will look on it, determine that it might be devoid of merit, you would have to now present arguments on paper, which 3 judges will look at, and if they determine that it has no merit, then it doesn't really reach the court where you go and advocate for the client. What I see is that the Justice Minister has dealt with it very frequently to say that, oh, if it don't have no merit, why you want to argue it? We should leave it alone, kind of chuckling and saying that. But it's really a matter of the rights of an individual to appeal, and that right is really being taken away by this rule.
Right, so because I was about to say that.
The right is embedded in the Constitution. You have...
But that's a conundrum, no?
You have 2 ways. You can apply, you can get leave to apply, or you have an automatic right to appeal to the Privy Council, and that is what they're watering down our constitutional provisions, and we have no recourse.
You know, I think this is perhaps what the PNP needs to publicize, the fact that we will not have as much access to the Privy Council if this devoid of merit rule is passed. You know,
and we already have challenges going there, and with these things coming in terms of it's really less and less Jamaicans will really be able to access. So it's a serious issue. I'm very disappointed with the stance of the government, and it's really a situation where the rights of the people are not being protected, because I can bet that there is not this consultation process which is taking place. I can bet that the government of Jamaica, which I think the Ministry of Justice should be spearheading, is not doing anything at all to do anything to protect that right.
Well, as Comrade DONNA said, they are monarchists, and they don't really seem to care about the rights of the ordinary Jamaicans, as we've seen with the SOEs, as we've seen with the whole COVID lockdown. So I'm not really surprised. This is par for the course with them. After all, we have taken them to Constitutional Court how many times? And won.
And I think if there's any time that we should really take the issue of the leaving the Privy Council seriously, you know, when all of this is happening, we can, in terms of the Caribbean Court is there, and it will be easier to access. And we do have all these issues that we have to be basically pondering and begging to be there to have our matters litigated as a final court.
And they have already made a significant and massive contribution to the funding of the court.
We spend a whole heap of money every year.
Oh, okay, so we are actually funding the court already and not using it.
Yes.
So,
they say that people can watch what takes place at the Privy Council. People can. The CCJ live streams all of its hearings. Not only that, but it will sit in any territory.
Right. I was about to say it will come to the jurisdiction.
Absolutely. It will come to the jurisdiction. And access to justice is one of the most significant things in the life of every citizen.
All right.
Should be encouraging that.
Yes, Comrade Shara, go ahead.
Some time ago I said on your program that the JLP has never been the party which supports regionalism.
Never.
And as Comrade Leader said today, this ceremonial image of, we are parties. Jamaica is a party to the RTC, the Revised Treaty of Chaguaramas.
Mm-hmm.
So is it just a ceremonial post, or there's no intention to give or to provide adequate justice or adequate opportunity for justice for Jamaicans? Because it's really a financial issue for Jamaicans. Just imagine people trying to find money to go to the PC when they can't even find money to access local courts.
Exactly. So a follow-up question for you, Comrade Shari. How is it that the PNP now plans to sell this entire notion of supporting the CCJ to the public at large? Because as Comrade DONNA stated earlier, the longer these things go on and the more the government persists, the less the support gets, not just for the CCJ, but for constitutional... Pardon me? Comrade Shari? You're not hearing me?
No, I'm seeing, but I'm not hearing you.
I'm not sure why. Are you hearing me, Comrade PETERKIN?
I'm hearing you now. I was getting a call. My apologies.
Okay, no problem. All right. So I was asking you, how is it that the PNP now plans to basically gain more support from the public? Because as Comrade DONNA had mentioned earlier, as these things go by with what the JLP is doing, after a while the public, basically the support wanes. So are there any plans now to shore up the support for the CCJ? How do we plan to educate the population? Because I think that massive educational drive is needed so that people understand the issues.
I think the best person to answer that question is Comrade Mottley. However, my suggestion is really for us to get into the schools and the communities, be at the bars with people, just explaining to them. Let it be a political and legal education exercise across the length and breadth of the country. But that's what we have to do, because we can't, as I said earlier, we can't rely on a 1-month consultation to say that Jamaicans are now abreast of what the CRC is doing.
I am not even abreast, and I listen all the time.
So the party has to be deliberate about that consultation. Don't let it be we're informing comrades, but we should be informing Jamaicans.
Exactly.
And the undecided, because persons are really interested. And if we leave it up to the JLP, nothing will happen in that regard. But I leave Comrade Mottley to...
Okay.
Well, you know, I agree with what SHAR-ANN has said. That is a duty and a responsibility which we have. But as I told you when I just came on, this is my first TikTok live. Shari set up my TikTok account.
Nice.
And I see where social media spaces like this can be used to educate and inform and get feedback.
Definitely.
And certainly,
you have 250 people watching you now on TikTok alone, and we're also simultaneously streaming to YouTube. So.
And I think that one of the things that we need to do as a party is to understand where people go to get their information. So although we use the traditional methods of town halls and face-to-face consultations, we do have an opportunity to reach people over social media. And I that is what I would add to the menu of ideas that Comrade Shari just outlined.
Okay, wow.
Just to add to that, I am a policy analyst by training, researcher by training. If you're going to move a country forward, it is imperative that you use evidence and you use data to guide your decisions. So for the JLP, as I said earlier, to be ignoring that 58% who they really want to see us move or have the CCJ as our final court of appeal, that's an important statistic for us to look at. Also, I think we should move away from the approach of, you know, this top down where is what we believe the people want, or is, you know, the timeline. So we think that Jamaicans are ready because we think that the 1 month consultation is enough for them to, you know, understand what's happening. I think we should move away from that. So as Comrade Montley said, not the town halls, but the social media, having the discussions across the length and breadth of the country, the schools, the communities, it will change that narrative where, you know, persons, Jamaicans feel as if they're now a part of the process and not the JLP think or believe where they should be at, you know, in terms of whether or not they're ready for us to make this big move.
Question, the poll, who conducted this poll? Was it a part of the DONNA poll?
I can't remember if it was Don Anderson or Blue Dot. I don't remember.
Okay.
I remember the data, but I can't remember who the pollster was.
Alright, how long ago the poll was done?
Last year.
Oh, it was a last year poll.
It was not like it was commissioned by a political party or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
So that's what made it to me so interesting. Because I must tell you that I was surprised by, one, the level of awareness amongst people as to the CCJ, and the fact that they considered that it was important that it become the final court of appeal, and that is why the numbers have stuck in my head.
Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. All right. I am still going to continue to ask you about these 16 issues, Comrade Donna. Because believe me, I want to know. I don't know if anybody else wants to know, but what are some of the other issues?
One that I found very fascinating was the issue of our Indigenous people. Because indeed we had not made any reference to them at all. And the reason why I was intrigued with what the party leader said is because our coat of arms actually depicts the Tainos.
Yes.
Holding up, I think, 5 pineapples and with a crocodile on. Yes. And yet we made no reference to them. We had no consideration for our Indigenous people, which has been well established that they should be so recognized. Nor did we make any provision for the Maroons. No references. And the view has been advanced that any constitution which belongs to the people should also reflect the people. So that was another point which he made was that we have been discussing the whole issue of dual citizenship. And your listeners might recall that in 2007 we brought the People's National Party challenged the qualifications of a number of members of parliament.
Darren Vass, Shaini Robinson, among, I know those two.
Yes, there's one, yes. Sorry, Gregory Mayer.
Gregory Mayer at the time.
So, since then, there has been a lot of discussion because a lot of people have US visas or green cards.
Right.
And so, one of the things which came up was that the qualification to sit in our parliament is that you be a Commonwealth citizen. So that means that in 1962, when we were doing our independence constitution, the Commonwealth we were part of the Commonwealth. We were one people then, under one king,
right.
Queen, under one queen. And so if you were you could come from Kenya, and you could come to Jamaica, and if you lived here for 1 year, you would qualify to sit in our parliament. So one of the easiest things that we had to resolve was that we knew that we did not want that to be the qualification. In our discussion, what we recommended was that you should be a citizen of Jamaica. But in the report, it said that you must be permanently resident in Jamaica. And that, I know the intention behind that statement was that you should have a certain type of residency. In other words, you couldn't say, have a house in Montego Bay, fly in and fly out, fly in just before the election and run to become a member of parliament. You had to have some established residency. And we discussed whether it should be that you should be a resident for 5 years, or whatever. But the way that it was said in the report was that you needed to be a permanent resident of Jamaica. And he questioned what exactly did we mean by permanent? Did it mean that we had to be living here constantly? Did it mean that we couldn't spend 2 months in the US? And he questioned whether that was what we really wanted. Or we wanted residency, a different type of residency qualification. Because there's no real definition, legal definition of permanent residence.
Yeah.
The law uses ordinary residence to define and to capture the intention. That was something that we had overlooked. I don't remember all of them.
Yeah, fair enough.
But there were matters which I considered that the committee should be put before the committee for the committee to determine whether or not they wanted to include them in the draft report, or they wanted to rethink their positions, because we have been rethinking our positions. Our positions have been evolving. Even though we had a draft final report, the first final report is substantially different from this last form.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you brought up the issue about the indigenous people and the Maroons, because I know that one particular matter of importance for the Maroons is their treaty. Has this new reform even looked at the Maroon Treaty at all?
Well, but no, and I know that they had wanted to make a presentation to the committee, but I don't think they made one.
Because it is quite possible now that with their treaty now and them having sovereign rights to the lands, if there is a new constitution, probably that will change.
But certainly it should be up for discussion. We have had some eminent scholars who have written on it, some agreeing, some disagreeing. So the discussion should be had as to the impact of the treaty and whether it is binding. But you can't just dismiss it.
You can't dismiss it.
Real. Yes.
Yeah, that is true, because you see the interpretation of the treaty right now, as you say, it's who calling me? Shari calling me. Okay. I think that she's made a mistake. She was calling the phone, so Shari, you okay? You're good now? Oh, alright, no problem. All right, no problem. All right, so now I'm gonna open the box for anybody who wants to come and ask questions to the justice team. So comrades, if you have your questions, you can send in your request to join the live now so that I can include you in the box. So go ahead, send in your requests. And we're not going to keep the comrades on all night, so don't take too long. All right, Hugh Blair. Welcome, Comrade Hugh Blair.
Good night, Comrade Kamla. Good night, Comrade Monty.
Good night, Comrade.
Good night, my MP in waiting, Comrade PETERKIN. Good night, Comrade Shari. Good night.
Good night.
My question tonight is: does the People's National Party agree with the position of Comrade Hugh Small that the whole thing should be put on hold till after the general election?
I am very concerned about the any referendum so close to an election. This is not a new position for me. At the very first meeting of the committee, I expressed my concern as to how it will be managed. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think there would have to be a kind of approach which would have to be agreed between both political parties. Because elections are adversarial. A referendum requires that two sets of political parties are on the exact same time. And I raised then, how do we deal with this so close to an election that it will deal with this so close to an election that it will
Comrade Donna, you're muted.
I was hearing some feedback.
No, yes, it's my phone because I disconnect. No, it's my feedback. You can go ahead.
Yes. So I share the concerns which have been expressed by you, comrade, by the question you asked. I share the comments which have been made by Hugh Small. The minister was actually on a interview with Dion Jackson Miller, and she was not pleased at what he said. These are concerns which we have raised. These are real concerns, and I don't know why the hypocrisy about not bringing it out in the open. Because if you don't bring it out in the open, you can't find a solution. I don't know if it is to be paused now. I don't know if that is the solution to it. I've not thought about that it should be paused. But I certainly think that we need to consider carefully whether it would be appropriate to go to a referendum in April of 2025 or May of 2025 when general elections are constitutionally due in September 2025.
Okay. And do you think the government made a mistake to bring the draft copy to Parliament before the people of Jamaica get a chance to see what is in it?
I think that the ideal way to have dealt with it, because remember the draft report is supposed to be informed from the consultations which were held with the people. So it is the people's document. It's the people's comments which are supposed to have informed the draft report. So why would you not share it with the people before you send it to the cabinet or the parliament? It has been embargoed. It is, if right now stamped on read across the draft report is the word restricted.
Restricted. That cannot make sense.
It's very little you can say with respect to that, Comrade Donna.
And that is correct.
So
As well as that is the intention. But it's a people's document. The Constitution belongs to the people, and as I said, they say that they have been consulted, and that is what the draft report has been developed from. So why should it be restricted?
How many consultations have they had so far, though?
They have, if you give me a moment, comment, I would have to check to see.
Okay.
Because we have not.
I think I remember 2 ever in terms of the public meetings where people could actually go to the town hall kind of setting.
We had town halls in Montego Bay, in St. Elizabeth, in Westmoreland, and in Manchester for sure.
So that's 4.
So we would have had at least 4.
But we have 14 parishes.
Yes. So I'm actually telling you now that 5 town hall meetings.
5.
And they say over 80 other stakeholder engagement sessions facilitated online and face-to-face. So the approach which was taken is that town hall meetings will be held in each county.
But I haven't heard of any being held in Surrey.
Okay, this would be my final point, Kamala. Would the intervention of former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson and Bruce Golding help at this time?
I think that might be a good idea, given that they're senior statesmen. They might be able to, bring some form of soberness to this discussion and in terms of lead it forward.
But let's be clear, though, Comrade PETERKIN. In an interview which was done by Dion Jackson Miller with both former PMs, Patterson and Golding, Bruce Golding admitted that he had been initially opposed to the CCJ, but that he had been following them, that he had read the judgments, and that he felt that the court's reasoning was sound.
I heard
and
that.
his erudition, you heard him.
Yes, I did.
And he gave another interview yesterday.
On NNN.
Yes. He also made those points. So you have to ask yourself, what is the basis for this intransigence on the part of the government? Why is it that they have not done what Bruce Golding has done and examined the record and the reputation of the court? So Comrade Hugh might be, but we already know what their positions are.
Indeed. Thank you, Comrade Hugh.
Okay, thank you, Kamala. You can take me down now.
Alright, no problem. Alright, no problem. There is somebody in the comments asking about how the diaspora would fit in the constitutional reform. Has there been any discussions where the diaspora is concerned, Comrade DONNA?
It would have come out around the question of qualification to sit as a member of parliament or a senator.
Okay. Alright, I'm just checking to see if anybody else has asked.
Still with you?
I'm checking. Okay, somebody else is coming in. Alright. Welcome, Mrs. Escobar.
Right. Good night, everyone, and good night, Kamala. Good night, everyone.
Mrs. Escobar.
Okay, so I have my question surrounding the Constitution, and we have seen where this current JLP administration basically have made several attempts in court with the Constitution and have lost on many occasions. So my question is, do you believe that the Jamaica Labour Party is trying to remove the democratic process surrounding Jamaica, seeing that they wish not to include the opposition on matters of the country?
That question is to... No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that ideally they would want to make some changes which strengthen the power and the authority of the Prime Minister. But when they say, you said Mrs. Escobar?
Yes.
When you dig one hole, you dig two. Because there is no party who is going to remain government forever in Jamaica. They have no absolute rights to government. And so they have to be confident that they can withstand the things that they put in place to suit them when they are government, that they can withstand it when they are in opposition. But I believe that the government demonstrated in a number of ways that it has no regard for the Constitution and that it has a sort of authoritarian view of how one should govern. Their view is you vote for them, after that shut up. They're the government, you have elected them, they will do whatever they want. That is not how the PNP approaches governance. On the other hand, the PNP listens to what the people say, and if there's a disagreement, they try to guide the people and engage the people to an understanding of what it is they are proposing. But this government is put up, shut up, we don't want to hear anything from you, you have no rights. And they keep on saying that. Even with the Senate was part of the constitutional framework from independence, and both parties decided that for the protection of the Constitution, there should be no amendments unless at least one opposition senator voted with the government. The first time that the barbs were thrown at the senators that they were unelected people and they should come out of the government's business was in the Senate.
Yes.
It was the government senators themselves who started criticizing the opposition Senate, saying they are elected people, unelected people who try to hold up the government's agenda, disregarding the very framework on which our independence constitution was constructed.
Thank you for that answer. It is actually very much informative, and you were able to dissect the various aspects surrounding this present government that we currently have. And I have another question in which I would like to pose this question also. Seeing that we're having this constitutional reform issue at the moment, and I've realized that it has led to a more of a misinformation. It is big and broad out there of misinformation on the Jamaica Labour Party's angle. Do you believe that the Jamaica Labour Party should be the Marlene Malahoo Ford should be the individual at the forefront trying to get constitutional reform?
Excellent question.
The whole point of it is that we have no say. That is the government's decision. She has been appointed the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, and they have the right to determine who leads it. What I would say, my only comment on that would be to say that a People's National Party government would approach the whole issue differently. Because we believe that you have to educate the people about the Constitution before you can make a determination as to what you. It's not about you.
Exactly.
The Constitution must be simple. It must be clear. It belongs to the people. The people must understand it, and the people must know what it is that they want to see in their Constitution. So I think that should guide any kind of decision which is made around the leadership of such of such an initiative.
Thank you. So I'm actually well satisfied, Kamala, based on the responses that I've gotten
Excellent.
so far, based on my questions asked. And you know that I definitely have a passion when it comes out to law and the Constitution surrounding Jamaica on a whole. So once again, I am glad I was able to join you on Kamala's platform, and basically to clear the air surrounding some of the questions that the public is basically asking also.
And thank you, Mrs. Escobar. Mrs. Escobar is one of my moderators, and I see her busy with Comrade Randine, keeping the labor rights at bay. So thank you.
I must tell you, it's a pleasure to meet you. I actually recognize the name. I'm so proud of that. And I am really happy to be introduced to TikTok in this way.
Indeed.
As I told Pamela, Mrs. Escobar, this is my first live on TikTok, and I certainly don't intend it to be my last.
Definitely. We hope you have many more over here. Mrs. Escobar has a program right before mine, so perhaps Shari can arrange for you to go on her live, because how we do it in a Comrade Donna, we always have a live event happening, so there's always a comrade having discussion on TikTok. From 9 o'clock in the morning right back to 10:30 in the night.
Wow.
Yeah, every day.
Yes, we're on every single day. Every hour we are actually on. We have various representatives on. Tomorrow I will have Giovanni Byfield, which is the counselor for the Gale Division. He will be on my platform tomorrow at 6:30, which will be discussing issues surrounding security. And as usual, we always have a very festive live because comrades are able to learn. I had Mrs. Rasheen Roper Robinson last week on my platform surrounding education, and it was a very fruitful life. So we are able to learn, meet our various representatives, and we are able to convince the masses out there that the People's National Party is actually alive and well, and we are out there with just one agenda: to get Mr. Margolin in government as the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, and the word is love.
Amen. Thank you, Comrade Mrs. Escobar. All right, I am. All right, Mrs. Escobar, going at somebody else now. All right, I'm also being reminded to tell you about Dre Bryan. We have another comrade who comes on in the morning. I think Comrade PETERKIN went on with him already.
Well, that was my first TikTok.
Right.
I'm not much better than
Yes, you were on with Dre last week. I remember that.
Yes, and Comrade SHAR-ANN to give me a mini course.
Yeah, but no wrong with that.
minutes before I had to be learning how to use TikTok.
Excellent. All right. G. Todd.
Don't worry, it's Granville. No, don't.
Okay, Granville. All right.
that is always the case. Comrade, blessings and love.
Welcome.
I was really, really hoping today to tune into the press conference. I sat in my office, and I'm not in Jamaica, by the way, and I was waiting for the press conference. So, however, when it came on, the quality was poor, and I didn't get a chance to hear much as to what was communicated. Now, one of my biggest questions is, what happens now? What is the next step? Because I am very proud of the opposition leader. I'm very proud of his stance. He's very clear. He's very strident. He's a man with a natural spinal cord.
Yep.
That actually work. You understand? He's showing his spine, and I like that. I'm very, very proud of him. My question is, what happens now? What is the next step?
Well, I can tell you what I think should happen. I think that the government should recognize that its attitude is putting this whole process in danger, and it needs to rethink its position and come to the table and have a discussion, not just with the opposition, but with the nation as to its reasons for wanting to remain with the Privy Council. They are saying that it's the opposition who has brought this to a standstill and who has caused a blockade. But it is not the opposition. It is the government who has refused to listen to the protestations of the People's National Party and the articulated position of the party leader, and created this problem. The party leader in September at the annual conference made it absolutely clear. In fact, he made it clear from before what his position was, which that the CCJ must be part of the early discussions, and that we must leave the monarchy and the King's Court at the same time. So for me, the only solution is for the government to come to its senses and come to the table and show respect for the people.
Do you force, is it a part of the forecast that you see that they're perhaps rushing something because they have something up their sleeve? What exactly do you think they have up their sleeve?
I really think that it would need somebody who is not at the table to do that analysis. Because we have been very, very engaged, trying bending over backward to arrive at a consensus, because the People's National Party has since 1977 campaigned for leaving the monarchy, and since in the 1990s campaigned for having a regional court. That court was established in 2001 and has been functioning, hearing its first case in 2005.
Shanique Mary. Was it Shanique Mary?
Well, no, the first one was a Shanique Mary, the one that involved Jamaica, and they came to Jamaica and heard it was a Shanique Mary case.
Okay.
So we are, so I'm glad you asked that, because remember, we are, by virtue of being a member of CARICOM, we are part of the original jurisdiction of the court. But we have not accepted it as our apex court, as our final court of appeal.
Okay. The next move I would like to see, and this is a personal, just me wanting to see and to experience the PNP's message as it relates to the positioning, because already the government has started a smear campaign about what the opposition is not doing and so on. What you, in your opinion, in your legal opinion, what do you think, how do you think we should approach our message moving forward in terms of getting the truth out there? Whatever lies they're coming with, how can we counteract it? With an understanding that everybody should understand, because we tend to talk a lot political and legal jargon, and it can fly over a lot of people's heads. How can we get the message so that everybody can understand it?
Well, I think there are different ways to do it, but I think the clearest message is that if we are really decolonization means leaving the monarchy and the monarchy's court. So we can't leave the king and become a republic, but we're still part of the king's court, where the king can send down instructions to the government, which the government must obey immediately. It just sounds so ridiculous to me, just the concept.
Absurdity, yes.
Really absurd. And I think the more that we have these kinds of sessions where people are free to ask their questions and come to an understanding, there's a more level of awareness that we'll be building up amongst people. I think it is very important. I think that a nation, if we want to see Jamaica recognize its full potential, we have to demonstrate to our people that we believe in ourselves.
Exactly.
And so that we can achieve anything that we want, including having a Jamaican being the president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, our final court.
That's right.
No way, when you look at the Privy Council, no, you see nobody who looks like you. It does not reflect you. They don't know your culture. They don't know our people. They don't know our language.
That's right.
They know nothing about us. And yet we are confident in them to deliver justice to us. Something sounds incongruous about it.
I agree with you. And I want to thank you. I am confident that the team is ready and ripe, and as the mango is ripe. So we are going to continue with that kind of energy, the ripe mango style. We're not relenting. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
We're not in Jamaica, but we're watching, and we are not allowing. We won't allow it. If a plane ticket is just around, it's so easy. We just, when it's time for referendum, make we know we'll come home and do what we need to do.
Amen.
That's right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Comrade Granville. I think there's somebody else waiting.
Well, Comrade Kamla, after this person,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
But before I even take it, I just want to acknowledge the great team, the competent, committed team that I have the honor of leading.
Yes.
And Comrade Shari are two fine Jamaicans, two committed comrades. They work hard. They raise all the issues. We discuss them, and I am just proud that I am the team leader.
Wow.
And I'm proud of you and your team as well. Well done.
Well done.
Thanks, Comrade Granville.
Blessings.
Blessings.
Stay right.
You know I will.
I'm going to take this last one.
All right. I'm not sure if the person is still on. I think that. All right. Since there is nobody else, the person came off. But let me take this opportunity to thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate. Oh, the person is back. Sorry about that. The person had. Oh, it's Twitch. All right. All right, quick. Twitch, quickly. This is the last one now. Twitch.
Yeah.
Quickly.
So, I'm in the diaspora.
Not hearing you clearly, Twitch.
You can hear me now?
Better.
Yeah. So I'm a part of the diaspora movement in New York. So
Just done protest.
March. Yes. So when it comes onto the Constitution, is where have a stand with that is that a lot of people across the world that are Jamaicans that are not in Jamaica, not privy to the information as it comes out in Parliament and in meetings. A lot of people wasn't aware of this situation until Mark Golden came out on social media with the letter. All right. So my next question is: we also saw the CJ at the council, and he was they address us or say hi or anything.
Not hearing you again, Twitch. You're gone out again.
They did not say hi or anything to us while we were there. So my situation is there a way in which we might not be able to go to the table because there's so much people in the diaspora? So is there a possibility to have one representative to bring a voice for the diaspora in regarding these issues? Because having us addressing us about investing in our country and so on and so forth, but not including us into constitutional changes is just defeat the purpose of being a diaspora investor in the country.
Well, that is one of the issues that we have been discussing at the CRC. The People's National Party has always advocated for a senator to the diaspora, from the diaspora. And there are things that we have to work through. One of the things that we have looked at is the qualifications for sitting in the parliament. And we have evolved to the point where we're saying that you have to have some residency qualifications. In other words, you have to still fulfill you have to be a Jamaican citizen as well as whichever citizenship you have. And there are some residency qualifications, but it's not really firm yet because we have to, there are some mechanisms which we would have to put in place to facilitate somebody being in the diaspora but being appointed to the Senate. It is under consideration how we would achieve it, however, and we have been advocating for it. And as I said, the People's National Party has been advocating for it. It was first proposed by then Junior Minister Delano Franklin, who is of blessed memory. He passed away. He was the first person to raise the significance of the diaspora and advocate for participation in the governance structure of our country.
Okay, thank you. All right, Twitch already came out. I hope that answers your question, Twitch. All right, so you've been on for quite a while. I want to take this opportunity to thank the three of you for passing through, coming at the altar with me on Politics Church. I know the listeners are very, very impressed with what they have heard. You've done a lot to clarify a lot of the issues, especially my issues, because I mean, as I said before, it's very confusing, and I just want to congratulate you on the work that you're doing collectively, as well as you, Comrade Donna, the work that you're doing on the CRC. So thank you very much again on behalf of the comrades on my platform on TikTok and YouTube, and don't be a stranger.
It certainly will. See you again soon, and all the very best. Good night,
thank you.
comrades.
Good night, Comrade Donna. Thank you. All right.
Good night.
All right. Take care. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Kamla, for having us. Good night.
My pleasure. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed the live. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope it was a good live for you. So you get all the questions that you wanted answered. You know, yeah, it was a really good program. It was a really, I'm happy with the team, yeah. You're just reaching, Kira, you miss an amazing live, but don't worry, it's gonna be on YouTube because we are simultaneously streaming with YouTube, so you'll be able to see it. Another well presented show. Thank you. Yes, you know, we have to improve. I'm working on the quality. I'm working on the quality of the guests as well as the quality of the show. So I hope that you, boy, let me tell you something. I sit here the whole time on this live and I'm just watching Randine and Mrs. Escobar just work. Girl, listen to me. Me have to big up my moderator them. Wanna work hard tonight, you know. Me have to go carry on for drinks. Me just see you know black 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 mute black 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 mute black black. Thank you for being so, yeah man, them a work man, yeah man, and you're doing an excellent job. I can say that. You're really doing an excellent job. You're making it so easy for me to just flow because I'm not distracted by the comments. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So yes, comrades, we have a few more minutes left, you know. So I'm going to open the box shortly. Boy, Dre Brian, why it takes so long to come? Dre, me go beat you, you know. Why it takes so long to come? You know how much time your name called tonight? You missed a hell of a show, man. You missed a hell of a show. Or you just reaching. Yeah, man. It was an excellent show. It was really a good show. But it will be up on my YouTube platform, so, you know. But I want us to continue. Yeah, man. And Dre, I'm going to put your Auntie Comrade Shari, and you need to have them on your platform too, because guess what? The people who come and watch my live not necessarily the same people who watch yours. You understand? So me think say, now that they're on, you can have them, because this was really a lot of information, a whole heap of good information, you know. So I think that they Comrade PETERKIN was already on your platform, but I think that Comrade Shari and Comrade Donna, you can have them, you know. So, but I think that we need to continue talking about this constitutional reform. So anybody who want to come up in the box, come make go and talk, you know, because this topic is a topic where we have to come up with ways. We have to formulate ways to communicate our message, comrade. Thank you, statement pieces. Yes, you are quite right. I have this bad habit of calling everybody comrades, and I need to understand that it's not just comrades watch my platform. You understand? So for those of you who don't identify as comrades, I apologize. It's something that I'm trying to unlearn, because most of the times when I'm in my political space, I'm addressing comrades. But I am, my apologies. When I see the hold against me, sometimes it's a slip of the tongue when I'm in my element. You understand? So yes, I am trying to include more people in my platform. Thank you, Yahem. I'm trying to include, be more inclusive, you know, so that more people who are not voting, don't identify with one party or the other, can benefit from the content. That's what I'm trying to do. So my apologies, but I am opening the box for discussions now. So if we want us to continue our discussions, we can until about, we normally go till 10:30. So let's go. You're out? Okay, Jomo, thank you for being here. I realize that normally when we finish these discussions, everybody just so full they no one come talk again because they don't hear everything, the information overload. I realize the information overload. The thing is, Mr. Reliable, I've had discussions with people who identify as labor rights on here, so I'm not gonna say that, because we had a young man who, I can't remember, the guy we call himself Jamdex something, and he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. Jamdex, whatever, I can't remember his full name. But he identified as a labor right, and him never too bad, He was able to hold a sensible discussion with me. You understand? And him tell me, say him did learn a lot from the discussion. So, yeah. But before we were, before I wanted to just give you my impression of this whole thing. You know, I listened to Shireen Golding on the news. And before we were joined in the live by the justice team, I wanted to make this point. That I found it so hypocritical of Shireen Golding to say what she said about the PNP coming out of the discussion at the 11th hour, or basically pushing for the CCJ at the 11th hour. Because, as Comrade Mottley said, there has never been a time when the PNP has not advocated for the CCJ. Yeah, I actually played it, Comrade for Life. I played it before the justice team came on. I played it. I was addressed as Comrade for the first time by the right man. Go, I see it there. Granville, blessings, brother. Blessings. Blessings. But I'm gonna play it. I can play it again, Comrade for Life. You know? But just to say that this is what the JLP is doing. Now we can talk the politics of all of this. The JLP is gaslighting so that they can initiate a smear campaign, as Comrade DONNA said. We have to be careful of, or it was Comrade Granville who actually said it, that they're initiating a smear campaign. You're quite right about that, Comrade Granville. You are quite right. Because what they're trying to do is to basically control the narrative. You understand? They're gaslighting us because they are basically saying, hey, you're delaying the process. You don't want the country to be a republic. So what they're trying to do is make it look like, say, we are the problem. That is classic gaslighting. You understand? I've never seen a more narcissistic. It's like they're malignantly narcissistic administration. I've never seen it. You can't have so much narcissism in a one party. I listened to Marlene Malahofer. I couldn't listen to the whole thing because she just pissed me off. I listened to her on Dion Jackson Miller's program today too. Like, she came on right after Comrade DONNA, and I'm telling you, this woman is warped. She is warped. When you hear how she reasons, it's like she's demanding. She doesn't realize that dialogue is to and from. We have been trying to be since Michael, man. Let me tell you, man, it is crazy. I heard Comrade, I was listening in on Comrade's Smile. I was on your program today when Comrade Orin Cole was talking, and he was saying, boy, this is the worst him ever see labor rights. And I have to agree with him. I don't remember the labor right them in the 90s being quite this nasty. It's like me no know them take up the dregs, the bottom of the bottom now. Them scraping rock bottom now. Because you're combining the lack of knowledge, the lack of intelligence with this aggression. That's what I'm seeing. This aggression. Them I see them on X. I see them like I go on X, but I don't even penny X anymore because I realize that you can't reason with them. The other day when we were talking about the whole thing with the AstraZeneca recall, it's like they tried to turn this entire thing into a political thing. Like the vaccine is there. I shouldn't say that. The joke is their emblem. You understand? Yeah, man, them. I've never seen people quite so tormented. As me say, and this is one thing I'll not apologize for doing. I'll never apologize for calling them demons. Because when you look around and you see what is happening in our society now, you realize we're dealing with demons. We are dealing with demons. We always say it. So comrades, we have to come up with an action plan now. They say Esco, you call them drunk row. No man, them a demon man. I think that them brain is overtaken by demons from the pit of hell. I keep on saying this, you know. Them overtaken. These are not normal human beings. Them not function as human beings. Them have no emotional intelligence. Them don't have no empathy. They have no care. They don't have any higher human function. You see the part of our brain we make with human, compassion, conscience, empathy, all of them something there. Labor right lack them something there. Them not have no conscience. Them not have no empathy. Them have no moral standard. Exactly, Twitch. No moral competition. Them have nothing. No moral compass. Nothing. The things that make us human, they lack. That's why I call them demons. Because what it is that makes us human, them not have it. Somebody who should... I mean, I was never a fan of Bruce Golding, but I'm telling you, since the man is no longer the GLP leader, or probably his old age, I don't know, but he has become quite lucid. I wish he would guide his daughter, because all of a sudden now him start talk sense. It's the weirdest thing. Is like the man having Damascus moment. Because Bruce Golding was one of the worst, you know. The man literally, JLP and mad me come off of them back. You're lucky. Me sorry for you. You know, a demon. That there you go, Escort. I see you. There you go. I saw. Boy, you see what I mean? Them just pop up. Anyway, so it go. You can't expect nothing better from them. You can't expect nothing better. So you can't even. I'm just glad to say I never see them comments to distract me while I was conducting my interview. You understand? But there are certain things that we need to call for, comrades. And are you ready for taking notes them now? There is obviously a plan by the GLP to table all their reports to the cabinet before it comes to Parliament, including the CRC report. If you put in a CRC committee, that's Constitutional Reform Committee, why is it that when they have their report now, it need to go back? It need to go back to the cabinet before it goes to the Parliament. So that is one thing we need to solve. We need to tackle. So for comrades especially who create content, that is the first thing we need to tackle. We want to call for the publication of the report. Why is it that the report is restricted? We need to call for the removal of the restriction on the report. That is number one. Number two, we need to call for more consultation. Right? The fact is that, as Comrade DONNA stated, that they have had 5 physical meetings. They claim that they're having meeting per wait name no. Me know say me tired enough because I'm having a brain freeze. County. We're having meeting per county. However, she said that the meetings were in Mobay, Manchester, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and I think St. Anne. There is no Surrey in that. Surrey is, remember, so the 3 counties are Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. And Surrey include Kingston and St. Andrew, Portland, St. Thomas. I don't hear about any meetings there, so you're going to tell me so there's been no meeting in the corporate area. This is something that we need to go around, and perhaps the PNP has to undertake that. Probably we have to go take the charge and go around and have town hall meetings about the constitutional reform. They must fear that KSAC switch. But I'm saying that perhaps we as comrades need to lead that charge. And I'm going to suggest it to them that probably they need to lead the charge and have some town hall meetings. Because the aim is to, yes, Comrade Granville, because the aim is to educate the people, and not just comrades, just educate the people on a whole. So if they won't do it, we need to do it, so that we can impress upon people why it is that we have to ensure that the CCJ is a part of this. We need to leave the Privy Council. We have to impress upon the Jamaican people that it is imperative, and we need to spell it out. Especially this new rule that was explained to us by Comrade PETERKIN, the divide of merit rule that the Privy Council is coming with, where when the cases are tabled to the Privy Council, and access to the Privy Council is our constitutional right, it is enshrined in the Constitution. But yet the Privy Council does not seem to respect our Constitution. If they can come with this divide of merit, which basically is throwing away our right to appeal. So what they're saying to us is that, listen, we don't have time for all of these cases you're saying, sending to us. Exactly, Comrade Granville. It has to be inclusive. Because Privy Council right now looking like them saying, listen, them case here only send too much case to we, so we're going to start weed them out. So they're saying, basically say, when the cases go to the Privy Council, one of the judge them go and look at it. One of the law lords. And if them strike down the case, so one law lord can strike down the case before it goes to the Privy Council, according to this divide of merit rule, which is supposed to be voted on by them the 17th of this month, according to Comrade PETERKIN. I don't think Jamaicans know this. We need to make Jamaicans know this. Not a law lord, a lower judge seat there. So it won't even go to the judges in the Privy Council is a lower level judge. But that isn't even a part of our Constitution. When we send our cases to the Privy Council, is the judges supposed to, the law lord supposed to get the cases? So now they are saying that they want their judge. You know, so the people them don't rate we. The people them don't rate we. And then if we protest that now, it goes to 3 of the same judge them. So it's not even the law lord them is the judge them. It's me I learn to, you know. Something is fundamentally wrong with this. And for this reason, we need to push for Jamaica to exit, to part ways with the Privy Council. I heard after the Vibes Cartel case when Jamaicans were, it was during the Vybz Kartel case when Jamaicans were basically up in arms about having to go to Britain. It looks very colonial. It looks very, just the optics of it is wrong. And I don't understand why the government don't realize that the optics, they're so big on PR and optics. The optics of this entire thing is wrong. It just make we look like house slaves. It gives us like we're still a colony, even though we are supposed to be independent, we are still a colony. And I'm going to ask Comrade Donna to send me the wording. I'm going to try and get the wording of that Vybz Kartel case, the ruling that was handed down, or the letter will come from the king, and make us see the order. The man basically, order we are around, like we are his subjects. That is basically it, you know. Big up yourself, crazy. Boy, let me tell you something, miss. You're so right, Missy. You're so right. We have to be. Of course, it embarrassed them, Twitch. It must embarrass them. But you see, the thing about it is like them not have no shame. Because when I heard it today, it's the first I was hearing it today, when Comrade Donna read it on Beyond the Headlines, I said, ratted. This is shameful. It is shameful that we, at this point, with them, the king still a boy way up. The king when don't even come here. When was the last time him come here? Even when he was just Prince Charles. When is the last time him come Jamaica? I don't think when him come Jamaica he had a single grey hair in his head. And look at him now. Yes, the king ordered the government to pay all cartel legal costs. She said the lawyer them office they get burned down today too, last week too. You know, she said the lawyer them, cartel lawyer them office get burned down. After suddenly, why I don't know yeah? The country yeah. The ruling is on social media. Well, I'm gonna have to find it because I think that Jamaicans need to be confronted with the wording of the ruling. I think that Jamaicans should be confronted with that to say, look here, this is why we need to leave the Privy Council. Look at how the king is dealing with us. The facts that the people, them it's like them giving us a gentle little push. The thing about it, you know, is the UK does not want us to become a republic. They don't. Remember, they were not very happy when Barbados parted ways with them. Right? They weren't very happy. But the fact that we have made it known that we are parting ways with them, they have made it known. So, well, remember now, you know, Barbados do it the other way. Barbados signed up with CCJ long time. So, them never have that over Barbados' head. But this stupid government now, them don't even realize what a clock a strike. Because these people are literally saying, well, since you want to become a republic, don't come to us for any court case either. And this is why them doing this divide of merit thing. And they don't see that. I saw me work it out, you know. I work it out, say, listen. All of a sudden now, divide of merit is around because since we say we're going republic, them just want to say, here, well, since you're going republic, don't come to us, but don't send no court case come here. Party, if you're going, go. That's basically what they're doing. So I can't, as comrade leader say, you can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That no make no sense. How can you say you are parting ways with them and you no longer acknowledge them as the head of state, but yet we still have to go to them to appeal cases? You ask if them have clock. Me can't bother with you. Me can't bother with you. But comrades, it's something that we have to think about. It is something that we have to think about. So what we require now is that to spread the knowledge, you know. because there's a whole heap of knowledge on the game tonight. And me think so when you know when these people come on, when these spokespersons come on the platform, when they need to take notes. When you see me with my pen and my book, you know how much notes me take? Let me tell you how much notes me take. 1, 2, 3 is 5 pages worth of notes me take. Yeah man, Isaac is awesome. Sometimes I go on his live to just listen to him. He's such a brilliant man. Yeah man, yes Mrs. Escobar, that is it. I encourage all of you to have your questions for the team when they come on. Remember, Comrade Alun Asamba returns tomorrow night because she was telling us the interesting tales of the early 2000s when she was Minister of Tourism. And all of the lie them with JLP tell we are decolonizing our brain so that the JLP don't thief with things anymore. Alright? So at the end of the day, when they just, yeah man, me have more, let me tell you something, Pretty Dan inspire me, you know. When they don't tell Pretty Dan, so me watch her every day, you know. When they don't tell Pretty Dan, so me watch her. Pretty Dan make me laugh though. So I have my notebook like Pretty Dan, right? Hey, Pretty Dan go in at Andrew yesterday, you know. It was yesterday or the day before. She go in at, hey, if anybody eat Andrew more than me, it's Pretty Dan. God no. She make me laugh. Yes, I have more notes. I have my book and I have more notes than she. JLP has been lying to us. No, but you see, their whole premise is based on a lie. Exactly, unfriendly. She beat him bad. Handed down the notebook like Dora the Explorer. The Dora, if anybody can, me can't sing but Pretty Dan worse than me. Does him right out, does him right out. Powder him out. She powder him right out. She make me laugh. But as I was saying to you, Comrade Asamba is coming back here to finish up what she was talking to us about last week, Wednesday. Remember she was on. So she coming back up for the part 2 of the discussion. Right? I'm going to try and get Comrade Tony Hilton as recommended by Comrade Andre Horn because I think that he can talk to us both about his views on the CCJ but also logistics. You understand? I did want to dust out the CJ. Can't bother with them. Can't bother with them at all. So yeah, that is who we're going to have for the rest of the week. And of course, we are not ditching our educational process. It's a long time. I don't sit down with them now. We'll go back into the books. Them, you know, we have to reserve a night for beating the books. I think Friday night, I'm going to start reserving Friday night for doing our little research, our little comrade education thing. We have to go call it Sunday school or something. Our school. You go unfriendly. I see you. Me see you. Yeah man, we have to continue the education because yes, we university because just since me personally doing all of this research and presenting it to you, I agree with you, Twitch, the PNP University edition on a Friday night because I have learned so much just doing the research to present the knowledge to you. Yeah man, DM me Twitch. But just to give you the knowledge, the research that I do, me personally learned so much. So I think that is something that we need to continue. We haven't done it in a few weeks, especially since so many things have been happening. A lot has been happening. But comrades, I really want you all to press this constitutional reform issue. The constitutional reform issue is extremely important. As Granville pick up and me pick up, you know, because Granville, before you say it, me say it, you know, there must be a reason why they're trying to speed through this thing. There must be a reason why they are trying to speed through this thing. You understand? So we have to put it out there to the public. Make it known. Don't allow them to distract because them coming with them distractions again, you know. Them trying everything to distract us because they don't want Jamaicans to know what is going on. And I am very, very happy that this live was well attended. Big up on yourself, comrades, because you really come out, come support the live tonight, so that at least you get the knowledge from the justice team. They're trying to lock out. Listen, let me tell you something. These people are... Them are months. Them don't tell you know what them is already. Them are demon. You understand? Let me see where... I saw. Me just get a graphic. I will post it on my page. And that is something else I want to talk to now about. You know, let's say Vegas turn big blogger for JLP. Imagine the man have him, boy, that woman they were fine with him friend really mad him, you know. You have to sorry for a man who just spiral like that though. You can't do anything but be sorry for an individual who has just spiraled like this. He's so talented. You can't take that from him, you know. He's a very talented entertainer, but him just mad out. Exactly, Twitch, him mad right out. The man is literally on social media every day. On Twitter. And him just a run up and down all over the place like him not have nothing to do. Like being a proper troll. I went on Jeffrey Tavares' show yesterday when he was talking. I said, Twitch, you sent me the video. I was actually watching it. Where he sent the one of them threatened to burn down Mr. Francis' house. Colonel Francis' house, and Jeffrey Tavares was talking about it. And Vegas was under there trolling the man. And then when you go over on Twitter, you see him over Twitter a troll. When you go on Facebook, you see him on Facebook a troll. Everywhere you turn, you see Vegas being a proper political troll. The man, when me go up on YouTube, me see the man create a page just to troll people on YouTube. I kid you not. It's crazy. He needs somebody to inspire him to make some music or something. But I know what he's working for, you know. I think he's working to get like a order of distinction or order of merit like Wayne Marshall. Remember, say Wayne Marshall got make sure say him perform at every single JLP function, you know. Wayne Marshall made sure to work for his, you know, him go perform on every single JLP function. Vegas probably needs to go and do that. Instead of they on social media troll people, he need to go sing on Andrew's stage. That's how me feel. No, but guess what? Him can go perform for the labor right them. He can go and sing on them shows like when them have them events, when them have them conference, him put on him green and him go up on the stage, go sing. Him and Wayne Marshall can even come up with a tune together and go sing on the stage. Yeah, man, give them some free dub or all of them something. Instead of, and him can work for him, I bet you say, by October, Andrew give him special award. As him do all of the labor right them. I bet you. Because the man just all over the place, so. I make people turn him in a, well, I should not say make people turn him in a puppy show, because him turn himself into a puppy show. The man is searching. I've seen this man from this, basically, you can, I'm almost sorry for him. I'm almost sorry for Vegas. Because you literally see the man spiraling. Because remember, at one point, you know, remember when Gina Jennings usher him out, you know. Usher him out of the church, you know. Because at that time, the man was searching, so him go through religion already, you know. The man is searching. Him doing some serious searching, and it's like him can't find himself. He can't find himself. So him go and say him they turn Christian. So him go and it's like Christianity never was it for him. Christianity never give him what he was looking for. So him say him go and go turn some other different religion and go and go take on the Christian them. And then when him, hi baby, I see you baby, what's up, you okay? My daughter joined me a while ago. But it's like the man just a search. Hi baby, you okay? So the man all over the place. So when him do that now, him confused. I was like that when I was I was just talking to my daughter about that yesterday. We were listening to the radio when I was dropping her to school, and we were there were, you know, this segment will come on Paula and Porter program in the morning, Sunny Side Up. There's something, oh, it go again, Sunny. Can't remember what them called the program, but they were asking about who is Ruth's mother-in-law. So me answered and said Naomi. So my daughter, the people them I laugh after me say them never know, so me know the Bible. Because I don't really identify as, I'm not really a Christian like that. Yeah, battle your appearance, that is it, battle your appearance. So them ask, there you go, so my daughter answer to, battle your appearance. You know, so I'm tired, right, Sonny? Me listen to it every morning. So, me answer and me all quote the Bible verse, wherever thou goest, I go. Me I quote it, you know, me I go through the verse with Paula, because Paula was quoting it too. So me I said to her, I say, at that age, I said to her that she needs to read, well, you know, you can't catch it on YouTube. I was saying to her, so even though you don't identify as a Christian, you're supposed to read the Bible. I believe that everybody needs to read it, just for educational purposes. I've read the Bible for educational purposes. You understand? And I've read the Quran for educational purposes. So me and her was having that discussion, and I was telling her, so in my, between 17 and 21, I was searching. So I actually just studied several religions. I was just searching. That is where Vegas is. That is where Vegas is, and Vegas is a big old 50-odd-year-old tough greyback man. You understand? And him, alright baby, love you, take care, get some sleep, go on in your bed, bye bye, tomorrow. She's staying by her granny. Yeah, so as I'm saying is, you get the impression that that is what he's going through. He's going through something, because now for him to go now to be he has a, now first and foremost, him have this big platform. Why is he trolling people? He is a problem. There you go, PMR. He is a problem, and he's searching for problems. First of all, this man is an entertainer. Him have him own platform with him own following, and him can do him own live them. Him can do anything he want, and him dead sit down in a people comment section and troll them. Oh, this makes sense. Me not troll people, you know. If you see me troll somebody, when I take something, let me cross my head with it. I don't troll. I tell them all the time on this thing, don't go up on labor right page, but you know I trouble them. That is beneath us. But you see, the thing is, if you lay with dogs, you must get fleas. So him go mix up with the labor right them now and take up the labor right them dirty ways. And that, you know, and that reach him. Him learn, him is like him water down himself, Any little respect when me did have left for him, because God know me did sorry for him when him go see the girl. Like the girl did a mad him out. But it's like him getting from bad to worse. Him just a spiral. And him needs some psychiatric evaluation. Yeah man, him out, him down and out. Him down and out. You understand? But boy, no. I hope that he will come to his senses soon and realize that he's damaging his brand. He's damaging his brand by being a troll. Yeah, he is. The thing about it though, you know, Tracy, it's very disconcerting to see somebody that has so much going for him to descend to that level. I'm not even going to repeat that comment, Brissett. But to descend to that level where he's on people platform just creating issues, and then when you realize that him doing all sort of making all sort of little stupid meme and insulting, it's just beneath him, and him have to go do better. Him have to go do better. Him have to go do better. I just hope somebody can intervene in time and rescue him. You understand? No, he has destroyed his brand. He's destroyed it. Him destroy him kill him brand. Mash up himself. You understand? But at the end of the day, as I said, we cannot be distracted by these people. They don't have a message, we have a message. And the message with the constitutional reform is very simple. If we are going to decolonize, we have to totally decolonize. You understand? Your man him tormented bad. So as me say, comrades, when they come next time, when the spokespersons are coming, they need to walk within a book and take on the notes, right? So that we can analyze the information that we have attained. Because trust me now, you hear so much, your brain gets overloaded with so much information, you're not going to remember everything that we discussed tonight. I guarantee you. So at least if you have a little notes now, you can when you make your content or when you go talk to people. You understand what I say? We don't still talk about Vegas. We don't talk about Vegas no man. We give him 5 minutes of fame already. Listen to me. We'll give him 5 minutes of fame already. We'll move on from him now. The matter at hand is the constitutional reform and the CCJ. Yes, Hugh, that is true, but we need to talk about the constitutional reform and we need to talk about the CCJ. We need Jamaica, we need us right here, the 260 of us who depend the live. We need to be able to go out there and talk to Jamaicans. As I said, we have to go organize the town hall meetings. I realize that Comrade SHAR-ANN, I think Comrade PETERKIN, and if I'm not mistaken, probably Comrade DONNA are watching. But my suggestion earlier, comrades, is that we have to organize our own town hall meetings. Seeing as the government has only done 5 of them, I think that perhaps we should have 1 per parish, organize it, not as political meetings, but as public town hall meetings, right? Where we can actually engage the public, because this is a very, very important discussion. What I meant to ask you, Granville, what platform were you watching the live on? Because I realized that the Instagram wasn't up, but the Facebook feed was very good. So let me know what platform I can give the feedback, because I can pass on the feed. Yeah, the Instagram was poor. The main platform they were using was the Facebook page. And it was very good on Facebook, but it was very low because I had switched to Instagram for a while and I realized that it was very low. But I will definitely give them your feedback so that they know. But I had to go back to Facebook because the quality on Facebook was much, much better. You understand? So, yeah. Going forward, please repeat at all chance you get. Yes, Tracy, you're so right. All of this is very, very, very important. It's very, very important, and we have to remember, that this live will be on YouTube at all the time. I'm going to actually clip the interview and put it up as a video by itself, but you can actually go on YouTube and rewatch the lives. The only one that wasn't there was the one last night, which I'm so sorry about because I had a power cut. And that one with Comrade Jesse James was really, really good. It was really, really good. But the interview with Comrade Jesse James is up on the page. So if you missed it, you can go and watch it. And by tomorrow morning, the interview that was done tonight with the Justice team, it will also be on the YouTube platform, isolated, so that you can watch it as well. Alright, so may I try and make sure so me give you every angle. You miss it. No man, PBC, remember PBC is the government, PBC is not the party. It's still on Facebook, Twitch. It's still on the PNP Facebook page, so you can actually go and watch it. It is still there. If you go on the PNP Facebook page, you will see it. So all of you who missed the press conference, and even you, Granville, who said that you didn't get to, the quality was poor. The quality on Facebook is very good, and it is actually on the PNP Facebook page. You understand? The GLP doesn't know what they want. They're just there. They want to politicize everything, Hugh. Remember, as Comrade DONNA reminded us, remember, say, when Andrew make a senator them sign the predated resignation letters, that was on one condition, that he made them sign it, and then that they were not supposed to vote alongside us for the CCJ. That was one issue where him stick out on. And I just have a feeling, and this is what I was trying to get at during the interview, that Siaga put Andrew up to this. I have a feeling say Siaga make Andrew swear, say, listen, come LRI water block that CCJ thing. Because Siaga was always anti-region. Remember, say Siaga block everything regional at all levels. Even though you don't do Facebook, Twitch, you can still go on it if you get the link and click and just watch. Because Facebook is one of those platforms that you don't have to have an account to just watch. You can actually watch the video. Or perhaps what we need to do is upload them to YouTube. I'll talk to the team. I'll talk to the team and ask them to upload the press conference to YouTube. Alright? That's probably what I'll do. So yes, it's not that they don't. Is who this? Lord. I don't know this person. Somebody's trying to do this ranking thing with me. Siaga is a far better. I don't think so, you know. I don't think so, Hugh. Because if you're there at a university with we and you see some of the atrocities that Edward Siaga committed, you would know that he is a real despot. And as I keep saying on my live, once the PNP gets back into government, I will personally campaign to have Edward Siaga's name removed from everything where Andrew put it on. Everything, the highway, the Heart Trust NTA building, everything where him put Siaga name on, we have to take it off, because Siaga does not deserve to be commemorated with all of the things we do to Jamaica. He was the most, I mean, him said, listen, Hugh, I do not know of Andrew Holness being in any sort of arrangement with the CIA. I know that Siaga was actually in arrangement. He was actually a CIA operative that did a lot of unpatriotic things that actually destroyed Jamaica. I don't know of Holness doing that. I agree with you that Siaga is bright and, well, yeah, relatively bright, and Andrew is dunce. I agree with you there, but what I'm saying is that Siaga is was truly an evil person. You understand? Just like how in America and those European countries, they tear down the statue of these people who used to own slaves and all of them someday. We need to do something similar with Siaga. I think so. We need to make a big deal of it too. Him don't deserve to be on no money. See, the strong man, let me tell you, that man, we've gone through all of these things. No, rather, all that him need to come off of everything. Because all him do is water down Michael Manley plan and rename it. You understand? I don't feel same need for getting that. You can't reward people who, you can't reward bad people. You cannot reward bad people. And this is why so many countries who recognize that the Atlantic trade was such a big issue, they have done so much to remove the names of these slave traders from everything and mash up them statue and all of them someday. You cannot reward evil. You can't reward evil. Take off his name, man. The man was truly evil. And as I said, this is not anecdotal data. This is confirmed by the CIA themselves, who said he was an operative. And them say so, and me say so. Them confirm it. The declassified documents are there. So why should we reward him? Of course he's dangerous for Jamaica, Brissett. He is. All I'm saying is, until CIA come out and say, listen, Andrew did a one we too, you know. Because that's what them basically do with Siaga, you know. CIA come out and say, yo, Siaga did one we, you know. Yeah, man, he was an operative. And when he was an operative, we give him gun and him send them come. And when he was an operative, we coordinate an attempted coup against Michael Manley. Yeah, man, all of them something there with the CIA come out and say these things. So we now guess and spell. You can block yourself in a Mark Emmons. You can actually block yourself. You don't have to actually. Let me tell you the beauty. Don't block him yet, Escobar. Don't block him yet, Randy. Let me explain to him. I'm going to give you a quick TikTok lesson, Mark Emmons. You see, you have the option of clicking on the profile of the person you don't want to see. And there is a little arrow button at the top. You can click that. Either 3 bars or an arrow. You click it. And it's going to ask you if you want to block this person. You can do that. You see, when you see a live and you see me in my bright orange shirt and you know say me is a comrade, you don't have to click the live and actually type in the comments. Because everybody scroll and see content them don't want to scroll and see. That is the beauty about TikTok. That is the beauty about TikTok. All you have to do is just scroll past. Sometimes TikTok asks you if you want to see this content again. If you don't want to see this content, all you have to do is just say no, I do not want to see this content. Simple as that. But I will want attention. So since you want attention, I give you your 20 seconds of attention. Bye now. I'm gonna block him now. Block him for me. Thank you. Enjoy your day, sir. So as we were saying now, before we were rudely interrupted, because I don't know what wrong with them demon here. The man, imagine the man taking the time out of him day to come to tell me now in the middle of my conversation. So I must block him. This is just to show you the audacity of these people, you know. They're really audacious, you know. I must stop what I am doing now to block him because him don't want to see me. So me must pause my conversation with 240 people because him stop by here when nobody call him. Not a soul call him. And him have him finger scrolling. But him take the time to press down on the screen and open up the live. I don't get it. Of course it's attention them want. Well, no, him say we must block him, so we block. I don't want none of them on my platform because let me tell you something. When you don't realize that since when you start block them, the live stop, freeze and glitch. When you don't realize. Tell me if you don't realize say the live stop, get freeze and glitch now. No, block them because when them come on and go on with them things, them trouble the live. And make your live block, freeze up and block. From them start get blocked, the live run free. From the night where them make my live shut down 3 times and me say 0 tolerance. You don't realize that the live no block, it no glitch again. It don't glitch 1 time since that. Since we make up our mind so we are block the whole of them. Them not have access. Cut the access. We're not begging them nothing. Yeah man, banana them straight. Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. That is my motto now. I'm not being tolerant. I just don't want them on my platform. Them coming like chink. Useless. Totally useless. No, you don't need to speak to them rough edge because you cannot convert them. You see, you have a feeling, you see, it's like when you believe so you can't convert them. You cannot convert them. If somebody is on here being a troll for GLP, you cannot. First of all, most of the times they are paid. They are working for their money. It's money them doing this for. Labor right no come on social media for free. So they are doing what they're paid to do. So you entertaining them is not going to change anything because it's a job. So you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Yes, Twitch, there are churches for that. This is politics church, so we don't want them over here. So this church here, so this is not for them. This is not for them. Anyway, comrades, it is my bedtime. It is my bedtime. So you know how it go. We are going to end up the live now. But let me tell you, I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every single one of you for being here tonight is like the live. When I realize that the live them just get better and better. Even YouTube, I am sorry for not engaging with you tonight. I know that a lot of you are over there. I think at one point, as I said, when we reach 50, I have to go on with myself, you know, I have to feel good with 50 people watching, you know, because remember, I said the first night 2 people would ever watch, you know. So we have to give thanks for the small gains. I don't know what was happening with the YouTube live chat, but it was disabled tonight. So I wasn't able to engage with you. But just know, say, I have to heal, you know what. Thanks for participating. Alright? Thank you, PMR. So it froze, it froze over there. No, say no freeze. Let me check. I was watching it a while ago. Every now and then I check in with it. Oh. No man, it a go on. See it there? I use my backup phone and watch it. Oh, you can. It a go on. Okay, probably it have a little glitch, but it's alright now, because what I do know is you don't realize a stream. You must proud of me, you know. You need to be proud of me. Because if you go to the YouTube now, you would realize that I am streaming the TikTok live on the YouTube. So it's just one live stream now, because I figured out how to get the TikTok content on YouTube, so I don't have to be moving back and forth and distracting myself with 2 different things. So may I learn, it's just one stream now. May I do my research and may I learn, so it's just one stream now. And it is being basically simulcasted to the YouTube channel. So yeah, comrades. So I hit that. Thank you for participating. Tomorrow night, as I said, we will have Comrade Alun Asamba with part 2 of our conversation. For those of you who missed part 1, just go to the YouTube, it is there. Alright, so tomorrow night, comrades, I want to big up on yourself. Thank you, Granville. Take care of yourself. Tomorrow we'll do this again, same time, 7:30 tomorrow night. Alright, have a blessed night. Take care.